also supplies more humanitarian assistance to the people in Gaza.
President Biden said there will be no delays for the U.S. to start sending security assistance to Ukraine. The administration had already worked up a $1 billion package in anticipation of the bill passing.
In the next few hours, literally the few hours, we're going to begin sending in equipment to Ukraine for air defense munitions, for artillery, for rocket systems, and armored vehicles.
The weapons and equipment will come from existing U.S. stockpiles. The president said the Pentagon will replenish those stockpiles with new products made by American companies here in the U.S. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a statement says, quote, "I am grateful to President Biden, Congress, and all Americans who recognize that we must cut the ground under Putin's feet rather than obeying him, as this is the only way to truly reduce threats to freedom. Together, we can ensure this," he says. Students at Harvard University begin pro-Palestinian protests. WBZ-TV says they've begun to pitch tents on Harvard Yard, while more tents are popping up at MIT. Students have set up an encampment and are protesting against the war in Gaza and in support of students at Columbia University who've been arrested. Demonstrations at MIT have been peaceful so far. They're hoping they stay that way.
Students here say they want MIT to cut their research ties with the Israeli military. And yesterday, the group held a prayer service alongside Jewish students who all support a ceasefire. Meanwhile, across the water at Emerson College, tensions are a bit higher. Students have set up tents in a public alley calling for Palestinian liberation and standing in solidarity with their fellow protesters who have been arrested at schools like Columbia University and NYU in New York City.
That is WBZ-TV's Penny Commit. Two rallies this afternoon are planned in Haverhill and Methuen to protect hospitals impacted by the Stewart health care issues. In this case, Holy Family Hospital. Patients, caregivers, and community groups affiliated with Our Community, Our Hospital will be out on Berkeley Street in Methuen and then later at Lincoln Ave and Brown Street in Haverhill. A rally yesterday in Taunton kicked off a series of community rallies over the next couple of weeks in communities that are most impacted by Stewart's financial issues as they show support for keeping the hospitals open. Traveling by air can sometimes take the air out of your vacation, from lost luggage to flight delays. The Department of Transportation announcing some new rules meant to compensate passengers whose trips are disrupted.
The DOT is setting an industry-wide standard for what constitutes a significant flight delay at 3 hours for domestic flight, 6 hours for international travel. Before now, the airlines themselves created the guideline. Under the new rules, passengers whose flights are delayed will be due an automatic haggle-free cash refund. The same holds for lost or delayed baggage. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
In Maine, a lot of things can be made with 3D printers, and now the world's largest 3D printer has created a house that can cut construction time and labor. And an even larger printer unveiled this week may one day create entire neighborhoods. The machine was revealed at the University of Maine. It's 4 times larger than the first one that was commissioned less than 5 years ago. The Army Corps of Engineers provided most of the funding for this new printer, which costs several $1 million. Researchers plan to tinker with the material consumed by the machine, including more bio-based feedstocks from wood residuals that are abundant in Maine. Coming up on WBZ, gearing up for lots of bike benefits. 2:33, traffic and weather together. The Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the 3s. David Streffolino is keeping an eye on some slow-going traffic.
Yeah, getting stuck in first gear in a few spots on 128 now. This report sponsored by Lowe's. 128-95 north seeing a sluggish volume around the Lexington curve and around Route 93 and Route 28. Southbound now filling in from Route 2 to Route 20 and a little heavier at times through Needham and Dedham. On the lower end of 93 south, it's slow approaching Route 24, and 24 south is busy at the beginning of the road. The backup for the expressway south now begins on the lower deck of 93, and the worst of it continues beyond this towards Columbia Road. Expressway North is riding the brakes at the beginning, and then from Mass Ave to Storrow Drive, it's a 20-minute ride from Braintree to Boston. Storrow Drive sluggish in both directions, the Esplanade, between the Esplanade and Leverett Circle, and delays for both directions of the Lever Connector ramps. Route 1 North is getting busy around Copeland Circle. The Mass Pike West getting heavy approaching Route 16, and getting word of a new crash on the lower end of Route 3 North at Route 53. Don't miss the best Spring Fest deals right now at Lowe's. Buy 2, get 1 free on select paint and exterior stain via Lowe's gift card rebate while supplies last. Excludes paint and stain samples. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. David Struffolino, WBZ Traffic on the 3.
We've got some sunshine that's been poking through the clouds this afternoon. It's turning out to be a fairly decent day where that's been happening. Temperatures getting close to 60, but we also have to be mindful of some showers that may push through. In fact, north central Massachusetts, out into part of western Mass and southern New Hampshire, just outside of Keene, this line of showers and even some heavier rain pushing through now. Peterborough and Fitzwilliam, getting into Athol and down toward Amherst, moving off to the south and east. So something to watch out for as the afternoon progresses. Later on tonight or today, we'll start to push these showers away. We'll get mostly clear skies in here tonight, and we'll bring in some really chilly temperatures. In fact, a freeze watch goes up for areas south of the city starting at 2 in the morning. Temperatures into the upper 20s in some spots, about 34 downtown. Mostly sunny tomorrow. Temperatures about 50 at the coast, mid-50s inland. A little bit milder on Friday with the sunshine, 52 at the coast, 62 inland, and we could get close to 70, about 67 inland on Saturday with sunshine, maybe 70 for a few spots on Sunday. Right now, 59 degrees in Boston. Cycling enthusiasts are gearing up for National Bike Month in May. WBC's James Rojas is in Cambridge, where biking has more than one kind of benefit.
So I have the lemon bar, the chai latte with oat milk.
I'm here in Mariposa Bakery, one of many businesses in the region, helping to encourage people to bike to their destination, one discount at a time.
And the bike benefits.
And the bike benefits, yeah. Could I just have a name for the order, please?
Ian.
Ian Klepetar is the founding ambassador of Bicycle Benefits.
The idea is they can purchase a $5 sticker for their bike helmet, and then when they ride to businesses that support cycling, they bring in their helmet and they receive a little discount reward for not taking up a parking spot and using healthy transportation.
The program has been up and rolling for years now, but it's being relaunched in the effort to get more businesses and people involved, just in time for National Bike Month. In Cambridge, James Rojas, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
At Christmas time, there's the story of the little drummer boy. In Beverly, this time of year, it's a big celebration for a not-so-little drummer boy. Man. The local drummer has been playing music for an awful long time. WBZ's Carl Stevens has a story.
The man playing those drums just had a birthday. His name?
Roger Tote Wanson.
And how old are you?
100.
There was a celebration for Roger Wanson at the assisted living facility where he lives here in Beverly, which included the reading of a proclamation from the governor's office.
I am pleased to confer upon you this governor's citation in recognition of your 100th birthday.
A representative of the Zildjian Cymbal Company presented Roger with a cymbal signed by the owners of the company. He still plays the Zildjian cymbals he bought 86 years ago. I asked him the secret to his long life.
Music. That keeps you happy.
From Beverly, Carl Stevens, WBZ Boston's News Radio.
2:38. Maybe we need some music on Wall Street to make the investors happy. Andrew O'Day is at Bloomberg, and we're in the negatives here.
Yeah, they're playing a dissonant chord on the street right now. Dow losing 53 points, NASDAQ down 15, S&P 500 down 7, twice as many shares falling as rising. It's bad, but it could have been worse. That's how some have explained the incident so far this year involving Boeing planes. It's also how you can explain Boeing's latest earnings, as it burned through $4 billion cash dealing with its manufacturing issues. On those higher costs, as well as canceled and delayed orders for its jets, Boeing lost $355 million in the quarter. But that's less bad than widely forecast, although Boeing shares are down about 1% right now. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Business on WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Coming up on WBZ, it's all about the street art in Lynn. We'll have that story coming up.
WBZ News Radio helps you keep it together every day with traffic and weather together on the threes, so you always know what to wear and how to get there. WBZ News Radio.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuit seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-484-9358. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-484-9358. That's 800-484-9358. Again, 800-484-9358.
Hey folks, Larry Elder here. You've probably been hearing me endorse Y-Refi for some time now, and yes, it's true. I invest my own money with them. What makes Y-Refi so different from other investments? Let's quickly break it down. Y-Refi offers a secured, collateralized portfolio with a strong fixed rate of return up to 10.25%. There is no attack on your principal if you ever need your money back, and you are in control. You can let your investment compound daily or take income, whatever you choose. There are absolutely no fees, and an investment in Y-Refi is an investment in America's future. Simply call 888-Y-REFI24. That's 888-Y-REFI24. And when you call, you will not get a sales pitch. Just the info you need to see if Y-Refi is a better investment option for you. Or log on to investyrefi.com. That's invest, the letter Y, then REFY.com, and make sure you tell them Larry Older sent you.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
The acacia tree protects communities that live within its hollow thorns. Like the acacia tree, Acacia Insurance, an independent agency, shields your home, autos, and business. Online at ACACIAinsurance.com. Make the unexpected uneventful with Acacia Insurance.
Sports now on WBZ News Radio.
The Celtics and Heat play Game 2 of their best of 7 at the Garden tonight, and after a blowout in Game 1 and Miami being without Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier again, if you're expecting an easy matchup tonight, Jaylen Brown isn't doing the same, saying they're going to be hungry, desperate. They're going to come out fast and even more aggressive. They're going to try and turn us over, just trying to crash the glass hard, be even more physical, trying to knock us to the ground, just trying to win that physicality match any way they can, adding that's what he foresees, but they'll be ready. And knotted up at a game apiece, the Bruins are in Toronto tonight for Game 3 of their first-round series. Brian Antonelli, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
2:43, traffic and weather together. The Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive, traffic on the threes. David Struffolino keeps his eyes on trouble. Struff, what do you see?
A couple of problems now, Ben. This report sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm. 93 South in the O'Neill Tunnel, a crash at the exit to the Mass Pike and South Station, helping to back up the Zakim Bridge in the lower end of 93. On the other side of the tunnel, the worst of the expressway southbound is heading towards Columbia Road. Northbound on the expressway, 20 minutes to make it from Braintree to Boston. Route 3 south is slow, Route 18 to Derby Street. Route 3 north has a crash causing delays after Route 53. Delays on the lower end of 93 south approaching Route 24 and at the beginning of 24 south. Mass Pike west hits the brakes a little more than a mile before Newton Corner. 93 north, 25 minutes from the Zakim to Route 128. Route 1 north, heavy and slow approaching Copeland Circle, and then sluggish volume at times through Saugus. At Morgan & Morgan, they recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. They took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. David Struffolino, WBZ traffic on the threes.
We have seen sunshine poking through the clouds this afternoon. We also may get in on a couple of showers, maybe even a passing thunder shower. Temperatures near 60, falling back, way back later tonight into the 20s, upper 20s in some of the inland suburbs. Got to watch out under mainly clear skies. We may get into some freezes and frost. There is a freeze watch south of the city that goes into effect at 2 a.m. We won't be that chilly downtown, about 34. Mostly sunny tomorrow, mainly in the 50s. 50s. Mostly sunny on Friday. 62 in the inland suburbs. Only about 52, though, right near the coast. And then a much warmer Saturday. We'll have some sunshine, a few afternoon clouds, maybe a shower at night. Temperatures into the low to upper 60s, depending on where you are. And we could tickle 70 in many spots on Sunday.
Live, local, and fiercely independent. This is WBZ News Radio.
Good afternoon. I'm Ben Parker. Here are the 5 things you need to know at 2:45. This just in, jury selection is now complete in the Karen Reed murder case. According to WBZ TV, opening statements are expected on Monday. Boston police are at Tech Boston Academy in Dorchester after they got reports of a stabbing. So far, no arrests. 2 rallies happening this afternoon in Haverhill and Methuen. A goal to protect hospitals impacted by the Steward health care issues. The Department of Transportation setting an industry-wide standard for what's considered a significant flight delay. It's Boston Design Week. Tonight, they're traveling to Lynn, where it's all about street art. WBZ's Brooke McCarthy with details.
Over the past 6 years, the nonprofit Beyond Walls has installed close to 100 large-scale street art pieces around the city of Lynn. And now they're showing them off as part of Boston Design Week. Beyond Walls founder Al Wilson says their Lynn street art tour tells the stories of the artists that have traveled from around the world to Lynn.
Sort of the fun stories behind the art, the meaning behind the art, the things that happen during the installs.
Besides just looking at the art, the tour promotes all the shops and restaurants that make Lynn so unique.
A big part of what we do is community and economic development, and the mom and pop eateries and the bodegas and the shops are really the lifeblood.
And if you miss the street art tour, no problem. Unlike a museum, you can check out the art anytime you want. Brooke McCarthy, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
The tour starts tonight at 6 at the Beyond Wall headquarters. Some people are influential. Some are the most influential. And Boston has plenty of those. WBZ's Jay Willett explains.
Boston Magazine is out with its top 150 list of influential Bostonians, and it's got a decent mix of politicians, CEOs, and sports players. Governor Maura Healey leads the charge at number 1 with Boston Mayor Michelle Wu right underneath. A number of the Kraft family is on there. Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. MBTA General Manager Philip Ang is on there too. Jessica Tang, president of the Boston Teachers Union, Sam Kennedy of Fenway Sports Group, and Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley are on there. The ranking admits everyone has a different definition of what influential means, but opinions aside, it argues these people have a say in the shape Boston takes. Jay Willett, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
How are things with you these days on the friend front? Studies show that making friends over the age of 25 can be really difficult, especially when many of us spend a lot of our time in front of screens. So, you need help. There are friendship coaches to help you learn how to make friends. And WBZ's Suzanne Sosville spoke about that idea.
Most people find it a bit odd.
Teaching people how to be friends. I think it's kind of sad we've come to that.
But after thinking about it, Nicole sees the need.
You know, we've had a lot of kids now that they're all into the electronics and they're not learning how to make friends. So maybe it is a good idea.
Do you have plenty of friends?
Yes. I think I have all the friends I can manage.
For Roger, friendships are a bit overrated anyway.
I'm an old school guy and I've got plenty of friends. I need more clients. I don't need more friends.
If he changes his mind and can't afford a friendship coach, Shay says he could always try Bumble BFF, another place to turn these days to make friends.
My friend met one of her close friends on that app, actually.
Suzanne Sosville, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Here's something that might be your friend. The Bears. They're back. And they're hungry. The Sun Chronicle says black bears have been spotted in Norfolk and Wrentham. People are advised to take down bird feeders and make sure their trash bins are tightly shut. State authorities last month said animals were waking up from their long winter naps and, well, they need something to eat. There have been many bear sightings in many parts of the Commonwealth. Maples and oaks and birches. Oh, my. An organization brings a shade of green back to the city of Medford. WBZ TV's Jordan Jagalinzer with more.
New trees are being planted all across Medford.
They warm them in the winter by breaking wind, and they cool them in the summer by providing shade.
In an effort to reduce summer heat for homes and keep our most urban areas green, 7 to 10 foot tall trees have been delivered all month long to area residents.
These homeowners were really disappointed when all of these trees were taken down to build the Tufts Green line station, and so it went from being quite treed along in this stretch to having no cover whatsoever.
Amanda Bowen with Trees Medford tells WBZ their organization received a grant from the Mystic River Watershed as part of an initiative to provide trees to the most barren neighborhoods.
Trees Medford says it plans to fundraise to do the giveaway every spring and fall. It's a big night on tap, a spring tradition, the NBA and NHL playoffs. And Boston is well represented. WBZ's Drew Mulholland sets the playoff stage.
It's always good when the Boston winter sports teams are still going strong this time of year. NBA playoffs. The Celtics look to take Game 2 from the Heat tonight at the Garden, 7 p.m. tip-off. Get in there early. Part of the fun with these playoff games is taking in all the pregame playoff atmosphere, right? And north of the border, the Bruins look to get the offense going early tonight. Game 3, Stanley Cup playoffs. Toronto has these next 2 home games with the series tied at 1 apiece. You always want to take Game 3 when it's tied up at 1. Puck drop 7 p.m. What are we going to do? 2 7 p.m. starts. We're going to need a couple TVs, maybe get the laptop going. We can handle it, people. Big night for the remote control. Drew Mulholland, WBC, Boston's News Radio.
2:51. We'll check traffic and weather together next.
WBZ News Radio is everywhere you are. On the iHeartRadio app, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Wherever you are, WBZ News Radio brings you breaking news.
Just into the WBZ Radio Newsroom.
Real-time traffic updates.
We're seeing delays from every direction.
You're on the apps, and so are we. WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Hi, I'm Mike. And I'm Mark, the owners of Reliable Fence, New England's leading fencing company. We're a family-owned business that has delivered unbeatable value for over 65 years. Gramps thought that if he gave the best customer service with the best fence product, people would notice. That's right, Mike. Our high-quality fences protect and beautify your property, and always at a fair price. Plus, our dedicated year-round staff is always here for all your needs, before and after the installation. And right now, you can save big with our annual Spring Into Savings sale, where you'll save 20% off all materials. If you've been thinking about getting a new fence or replacing an old one, now's the perfect time to take advantage of our awesome Spring Into Savings sale and save 20%. Just go to ReliableFencing.com. That's Reliable, FENCING.com for the best fence around. You can count on Reliable Fence.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
2:53, traffic and weather together. The Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the threes. This time of day, David, we always have something cooking.
We sure do, Ben. We have a couple of issues. This report is sponsored by ImagineVanGo.com. Under downtown Boston, we have a crash, 93 South in the O'Neill Tunnel at the exit to the Mass Pike and the South Station exit. It's backed up on the Zachem Bridge in the lower deck of 93. And then on the other side of the O'Neill Tunnel, the worst of the Expressway South continues past Columbia Road, a 35-minute ride Boston to Braintree. Expressway northbound, a 25-minute ride. Route 3 south is heavy and slow. Route 18 at Derby Street. Northbound Route 3, a crash causing delays after Route 53. And delays on the lower end of 93 south on the way to Route 24, and it's slow at the beginning of 24 south. The Mass Pike West hits the brakes about a mile and a half before Newton Corner, heading out towards the supermarket overpass. 93 north, 45 minutes now. Zachem Bridge to 495 as it continues to fill in. The worst of Route 1 north is heavy and slow approaching Copeland Circle. Imagine Van Gogh is back. Don't miss this immersive experience featuring his iconic paintings from his last years. You'll see over 200 works of art like you've never seen them before. Set to classical music. Tickets on sale now at ImagineVanGo.com. David Struffolino, WBZ Traffic on the Threes.
Cambridge Savings Bank brings us the 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast. Here's Heather.
Times of clouds and sunshine this afternoon. It'll be breezy and milder. Some places will have a shower, even a late afternoon thunderstorm, high 63. Turning out clear, breezy and colder for tonight with a freeze away from the coast. Low 34 in the city, but in the upper 20s in many inland suburbs. Mostly sunny and quite cool for tomorrow. High close to 50 near the coast, mid 50s inland. Sunshine with highs between 52 and 62 on Friday. On Saturday, turning milder. Sunshine and a few afternoon clouds. High 61 in the city, 67 inland. Clouds will increase at night, though, with a shower possible late. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
And we're pushing that line of showers further into central Mass and southern New Hampshire. We're looking at rain, shower activity around Rindge and Peterborough in New Hampshire, and then all the way into Fitchburg at this point with these showers. There are a few embedded, probably downpours. There could be a rumble of thunder or two in this line of showers heading off to the south and east. We have a temperature of 54 right now on the Vineyard. New Bedford's at 54. It is 57 degrees in Beverly, 59 in Boston.
Hey guys, Billy Costa here. Listen, if you're a small business owner, you need a partner who believes in your vision through the highs and the lows. And that's the team at Cambridge Savings Bank, member FDIC.
256. You've probably heard people say you're only as old as you feel. Turns out that could be true. A German study finds the older people get, the later they think old age starts. The study, published in the American Psychological Association's Psychology and Aging Journal, checked in with thousands of people over the years born between 1911 and 1974. The longer the study went on, the further away people saw the start of old age. Those born before 1935 thought old age started earlier compared with those who were born after. A new search for the Loch Ness Monster in the United States is getting in on the fun.
NASA says they'll join in with the latest search for the Loch Ness Monster. Last year, one of the biggest searches for Nessie captured loud underwater noises and several potential sightings, but nothing scientific. This latest search will take place on the 90th anniversary of the first photo of Nessie, which has been proven to be a fake. But there have been nearly 1,300 sightings of Nessie since that photo was released. The new search is May 30th to June 2nd. I'm Bree Tennis.
2:57 straight ahead in the news at 3 o'clock. Some new developments in the Karen Reed case.
Hi, I'm Graham Class, host of Technically Speaking, an Intel podcast. Join me for Season 2 as we explore the future of technology evolving today. In each episode, I'll speak with the minds transforming medicine, healthcare, retail, entertainment, personal computing, and more with the help of AI. Join me every other Tuesday and explore the latest technology changing our world today and creating a more accessible tomorrow. Listen to Technically Speaking, an Intel podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
As a contractor, you need a brand you can trust to bring homeowners the quality they deserve when building or remodeling. 84 Lumber carries hardy exterior products that are built to last in the Boston climate. They can withstand harsh weather conditions and resist damage from moisture, fire, pests, and more. James Hardy and 84 Lumber offers support and education for pros, providing you with a service like no other. Visit 84lumber.com to find your nearest location and learn how it's possible to build your business with James Hardy.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
I'm attorney Philly Amaru of the Commonwealth Advisory Group. Over the past 30 years, I've developed a trust that will protect you from the cost of a nursing home.
I'm Laureen Vaughn of the Commonwealth Advisory Group. I can't tell you how many times folks have come in and told us a friend has gotten really sick. There's a lot of things you can't control, but there's also a lot that you can. Time is on your side, and it's absolutely not too late to plan.
With our trust, your home will be protected. It's still yours. You stay in control, but after 5 years, everything is protected. We know we have to get this done, but we all tend to put it off. The law says that we have to wait 5 years in order to be protected from the nursing home and from losing our assets.
Hi, folks. It's Susan Mornick. Listen to me. Do not live in fear that you are going to lose your house and your money to a nursing home. Talk to the people at the Commonwealth Advisory Group. How do I know? Because they helped me. It's 1-800-705-1415. They can help you too.
Rake in the spring savings at Window Nation. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 more for free. Plus, put no money down, make no monthly payments, and there's 0% interest for 2 full years at windownation.com or 866-90-NATION. Call them today.
WBZ Boston, WXKS-FM HD2 Medford, an iHeart radio station. This is WBZ, Boston's news radio, redefining local news.
59 degrees in Boston at 3 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Ben Parker. Here's what's happening. At Norfolk Superior Court in Dedham, jury selection is now complete in the murder trial of Karen Reed after 5 days of searching for a panel. According to WBZ TV, we started today with 19 jurors, lost a few, gained a few, and ended with 19 seated jurors. Only 16 are expected to hear the case, so a few of them will be dismissed. It's been a difficult process to find jurors. Many people already had taken sides. Profile case. Also in court today, the judge said she was open to moving the proceedings to a different courtroom. This after Reed's lawyers argued that poor eyesight lines violate her constitutional right to confront witnesses face-to-face. Reed's accused of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Putting pen to paper today, President Biden signing the long-delayed $95 billion foreign aid package.
The president says it took a long time to pass the bill, but there will be no delay in sending the aid.
Literally, in a few hours, we're going to begin sending in equipment to Ukraine for air defense munitions, for artillery, for rocket systems, and armored vehicles.
Biden says the emergency aid comes from America's existing stockpile, while it helps national security and boosts U.S. manufacturing.
In other words, we're helping Ukraine while at the same time investing in our own industrial base.
The bill also includes aid to Israel and humanitarian aid to Gaza. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Inside that aid package, there's also a bill that could lead to TikTok being banned. The social media app could be banned from the U.S. if the Chinese parent company doesn't sell it in 9 months. Now, the head of TikTok's promising a fight in court. In a new video, CEO Shou Chu promises TikTok will stay around and fight.
Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere. We are confident, and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts. The facts and the Constitution are on our side.
The U.S. government has raised security concerns that the Chinese owner of TikTok could be compelled by China's government to hand over data on Americans. Today at the New England Aquarium, it's all about right whales. WBZ's Madison Rogers is there.
Today is the second annual Massachusetts Right Whale Day. There's a 42-foot-long inflatable right whale greeting guests at the aquarium today. She's modeled after a real whale named Calvin, one of just a few hundred of her kind left. Kara is a scientist here. They come to our waters. They're our state marine mammal. We should be proud of them and want to protect them. This day started with Matt Delaney, a man who happened upon a life-changing encounter with a right whale and was inspired to call up his state rep.
When you have a 50-ton creature swim within 20 feet of your car, raise its super huge black head and open an eyeball the size of a softball and look at you, it's something you'll never, ever forget.
Today, experts are coming together and hoping guests young and old understand just how massive this loss would be. At the aquarium, I'm Madison Rogers, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Coming up on WBZ, a Woburn business owner isn't just selling sandwiches, he's selling the whole business. 303, traffic and weather together. The Subaru retailers of New England all-wheel drive traffic on the threes. Struff, what are you seeing?
Seeing some heavy traffic around the downtown area, Ben. We have a crash 93 South under the city in the O'Neill Tunnel at the exits of the Mass Pike and South Station. It has the Zakin Bridge and the lower deck of 93 backed up from Somerville. Lever connectors stacked up in both directions. Storrow Drive East hits the brakes after Mass Ave and busy in both sides of the Ted Williams Tunnel. The expressway south barely moving to Columbia Road like 4 or 5 miles per hour. It's really tough here. It slowly gets better after Southampton Street gets up to about 12 or 13 miles per hour beyond this. And we finally see some good speeds around the Neponset Circle and Granite Ave, but then more brake lights heading into the Braintree split. Northbound on the expressway, slow East Milton Square to Neponset, then Mass Ave to Storrow Drive. Delays on the lower end of 93 South approaching Route 24 and at the beginning of 24 South it's slow and also through the lane drop after 495. Route 3 South is slow from the expressway to Derby Street. Route 3 North, a crash causing delays before Route 53. Mass Pike West on the brakes from just after the Alston interchange out to Route 16. 128-95 South is filling in the worst of it from Route 9 to Route 20, then Route 38 to Route 28. Southbound on 128, it's slow Route 62 to Lowell Street, and then approaching North Ave and from Route 9 to University Ave. 93 North, the 45-minute ride, Zachem Bridge to 495. Route 3 North filling in Route 62 past the Concord River. The worst of Route 1 North is getting by Copeland Circle. David Struffolino, WBZ. Traffic on the 3s.
We've had some sunshine breaking through the clouds this afternoon. We're also keeping an eye on some showers and even maybe some heavier downpours. This is a line that's stretching from about Manchester, New Hampshire, down to just west of Worcester. So north-central Massachusetts, parts of southern New Hampshire getting in on some of this rain. There's more behind it as well, so we'll watch that. But as we head through the afternoon, a couple of showers, maybe even a thunder shower in a couple of places as temperatures will eventually start to fall. This shower activity is a front, and it is going to bring in some colder air on the backside. There's a freeze watch south of the city tonight. Actually, it goes into effect first thing tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. overnight tonight, with the temperatures into the upper 20s in many of the inland suburbs, 34 downtown. Tomorrow, we will bounce back temperature-wise, not terribly warm, but not terribly chilly either. 50 at the coast, mid-50s inland with mostly sunny skies. We'll get into the low 60s in some of the inland spots on Friday with the sunshine, and then a warm-up for the weekend. Some sunshine on Saturday, upper 60s inland, 61 in the city. We may have a shower or two Saturday night, and then temperatures on Sunday may bounce up to 70 in a few places. Right now, we are at 59 degrees in Boston. An Italian deli north of Boston has a new item on the menu. It's called the entire deli. WBZ's Matt Shearer explains.
And I was told that you are a great person to talk to.
He's full of This is Tulio Sessa, the no BS owner of Marco's in Woburn.
Did you see all the hockey stuff I have?
He's the kind of local guy who comes off like he knows everyone.
We talk about the Bruins, we talk about everything.
In a way, are you kind of like their therapist?
Sort of. I should charge more.
But this time we talked about change.
I'm retiring this year.
Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Has this been announced publicly yet, or am I breaking news?
You're breaking news, baby.
It's notable because Tulio says he's been here for 39 years. He's become a big part of the community. Wooburnites grew up on his sandwiches, but have no fear.
Somebody will take over. If you're going to buy it, come on down.
Just not his daughter.
She's 22.
She didn't want to take over the family business?
She's smart.
From Woburn, Matt Shearer, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
A new study finds more than a quarter of Americans over 50 never expect to retire. Oh, boy. The AARP study finds that 1 in 4 adults don't have any retirement savings. Researchers also find that 70% are concerned about prices rising faster than their income will. This as economists and policymakers say the economy has all but achieved a soft landing after 2 years of record inflation. You like eggs? Hold on to your wallet. Again.
The recent resurgence of avian influenza, or bird flu, has caused egg prices to jump again. A dozen grade A large eggs now averages $2.40 nationwide, up 10% year to date. The virus is extremely contagious and lethal among poultry. It has killed millions of chickens in cut egg production.
It's also been a growing problem here in Massachusetts. Last month, several birds were found dead in a hunt. Officials blame that on the bird flu. 3:08 as we head off to Wall Street. Andrew O'Day is at Bloomberg, and the numbers are heading the wrong way today.
Wrong way indeed. Almost twice as many shares down as up as the Dow loses 99 points. NASDAQ down 26, S&P 500 down 10 here in the final trading hour. The nation's largest business lobby is pushing back against the Federal Trade Commission's new ban on almost all non-compete agreements. It would allow provisions prohibiting workers from switching jobs within an industry, but the U.S. provisions prohibiting workers from switching jobs within an industry. But the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is suing to block the ban, saying it lacks the authority to issue rules defining unfair methods of competition. The FTC says its legal authority actually is crystal clear. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Business on WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Coming up on WBZ from the International Space Station to Boston. Quite the trip.
Get ready to go in the morning with WBZ News Radio. News, traffic, and weather updates from BZ. The quickest way to start your day. WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Hey folks, Larry Elder here. You've probably been hearing me endorse Y-Refi for some time now, and yes, it's true. I invest my own money with them. What makes Y-Refi so different from other investments? Let's quickly break it down. Y-Refi offers a secured, collateralized portfolio with a strong fixed rate of return up to 10.25%. There is no attack on your principal if you ever need your money back, and you are in control. You can let your investment compound daily or take income, whatever you choose. There are absolutely no fees, and an investment in Y-Refi is an investment in America's future. Simply call 888-Y-REFI24. That's 888-Y-REFI24. And when you call, you will not get a sales pitch. Just the info you need to see if Y-Refi is a better investment option for you. Or log on to investyrefi.com. That's invest, the letter Y, then REFY.com, and make sure you tell them Larry Older sent you.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even a term policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-360-1800 or visit coventrydirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-360-1800. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies, and we can probably help you too. Call us today at 800-360-1800 or visit coventrydirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-360-1800. Call now.
Countertops installed in one day? Yes, they do. Call Bill Shays in Quincy. Yep, that Bill Shays. Call the company so serious about countertops that they put it in their name. Bill Shays Countertops. When you say Shays, you make your new counter tops.
Sports now on WBZ News Radio.
If you were in fear of not having Bill Belichick in your football life this fall, there was some good news today. According to The Athletic's Andrew Marchand, Belichick is expected to make millions in a reoccurring role with ESPN's Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli Manning. But it doesn't stop there. Marchand adds he's reportedly signed a book deal, a potential inside football show, and possibly a podcast. Belichick will also be busy during the draft tomorrow night, joining the Pat McAfee Show as an analyst. Other news around the NFL today, the Bengals have picked up the 5th-year option on wide receiver Jamar Chase, and according to reports, the Lions have locked up wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown to a 4-year extension worth over $120 million. Brian Antonelli, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
3:13, traffic and weather together. The Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the 3s. David, where are we heading?
The Mass Pike Bend continues to get packed in, heavy and slow westbound from after the Alston-Brighton interchange, heading out past the supermarket overpass, and delays in both directions of the Ted Williams Tunnel under Boston Harbor. Storer Drive East hits the brakes after Leverett Circle. Lever connector is stacked up in both directions. The backup for the Expressway South begins on the lower deck of 93 in Somerville, and it looks like a parking lot on the Expressway South towards Columbia Road, 38 minutes from Boston to Braintree. Northbound is slow East Milton Square to Neponset and Mass Ave to Storrow Drive. Delays on the lower end of 93 south from the Expressway to Route 24, and slow at the beginning of 24 south as well as after Route 495. Route 3 South has brake lights from the expressway to Derby Street and delays northbound on Route 3 getting by a crash before Route 53. 128-95 South slow Route 2A to Route 20, then Route 9 to University Ave. Northbound is from Route 9 to Route 20, then Route 38 to Route 28. And on the North Shore, delays on 128 South Route 62 to Lowell Street. Route 1 North is stop and go Sargent Street to Lynn Street, then Main Street to the Linfield Tunnel, a long 34 minutes from the Tobin Bridge to 128. David Struffolino, WBZ, traffic on the 3s.
We do have some shower activity pushing across parts of the area, north and west of the city. There are some embedded heavier showers in this mix, but it does look like it may be breaking apart a little as well. Nonetheless, we've had sunshine breaking out today, and we'll have some showers pushing through the area as we head through the afternoon. Not everybody will get one, but everybody will get chilly tonight. A front pushes through, and we fall down into the upper 20s in many of the inland suburbs. In fact, a freeze watch is up for south of the city beginning at 2 a.m. City temperatures about 34 tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow. Will be mainly in the 50s. Tomorrow night, it's clear and chilly. Some areas of frost possible. 38 in Boston, but again, back into the upper 20s in some of the coldest suburbs. And then for Friday, sunshine, about 52 at the shore, 62 inland, 60s it looks like for all of us on Saturday with some sunshine. We may hit 70 degrees on Sunday.
Live, local, and fiercely independent. This is WBZ News Radio.
Good afternoon. I'm Ben Parker. Here are the 5 things you need to know at 3:15. Jury selections now complete at the murder trial of Karen Reed. According to WBZ TV, 5 days of jury selection with opening statements expected on Monday. President Biden signs the $95 billion foreign aid package, sending aid to Israel, Ukraine, as well as humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Harvard students joined protests on the war in Gaza, pitching their own tent encampment in Harvard Yard. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu announces a new $250,000 grant to revitalize Boston's nightlife. An astronaut is back in Massachusetts, teaching others about space. WBZ's Emma Friedman has details.
From a submarine to spending almost 230 days living in space, a local astronaut is back in Boston.
My name is Steve Bowen. I am the spacecraft commander of NASA's SpaceX Crew 6 mission to the International Space Station.
NASA astronaut Bowen is in town teaching people about his own experiences and the kinds of research opportunities that go on at the International Space Station. He's here as a part of NASA's Destination Station, a program that was created to educate people and prospective researchers about the space station that's been inhabited for more than 23 years. But before setting his sights on space, Steve had wholesome beginnings growing up right here in Massachusetts.
I was born in Cohasset, Massachusetts. I had 5 brothers and sisters. I was the 5th of 6.
He went on to get his master's degree in ocean engineering at MIT and is one of just 5 people to do 10 spacewalks. Emma Friedman, WBZ Boston's News Radio.
A New Jersey woman is now recovering after receiving a transplanted pig kidney. Lisa Pisano is the second patient to ever get a pig kidney after she was too sick for a traditional transplant. The first patient, a man who got his transplant in Boston last month, is also doing well. Pisano was suffering from heart and kidney failure. She also got a mechanical heart pump. It's the latest in a string of attempts to make animal-to-human organ transplants a reality. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration coming up with a new way to see just how dangerous the heat is this summer.
So far this spring,
it's just an onslaught of rain.
Mike from Pembroke knows all too well about our rainy 2024, but come this summer, the heat will return, and so will a new measuring tool called Heat Risk. NOAA will have daily color-coded updates measuring heat severity, green being the lowest, then yellow, orange, red, we're getting warmer, then purple will mean extreme heat risk, the kind of heat that will stop you in your tracks.
It is a disappointment.
Cliff telling me about a camper trip him and his wife canceled last year because of extreme heat. They didn't want to be stranded out on the main turnpike.
Because she was afraid of the weather and issues with towing a camper.
Either way, we've got you covered with traffic and weather together on the 3s, and we'll be reporting to you updates on heat risk. In Plymouth, Jim McKay, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
In the spirit of Earth Week, Governor Maura Healey announces more than $700,000 in grant money going toward expanding air quality sensors across the Commonwealth. The goal is to expand the air quality.
New non-compete agreements for all workers. Existing agreements would be allowed to stay